Yes.
Ma'am, it's a pleasure to hear you today. And thanks, PTA, for organizing this. I really appreciate the qualities you said, that you wash vessels once in a year and do those kind of things to know what is happening. I would like to know, or your suggestions on for the school kids, what they can do in a year to keep themselves on the ground and be more aware about what is happening in the world.
You should do that, not they.
Yeah, I agree.
See, what happens? Suppose you want your children should be aware of the reality, right? Okay. This is a way, please sit down, please sit down. This is a subjective way of telling, but how I did, I can tell you. And I used to take my children, when I wash vessels, I used to take my children to wipe them. You have to take your children. Fortunately, I had a job like this, where I go to Lambani tribal area, etc. I used to take my children. Come with me. I can show you they are very good children there. They don't have an opportunity. Is it not your duty? So I used to tell me, you make me so guilty, Amma, to spend any money. And today, because every time he'll bring one case like that. So today he says, Amma, what you did was a fantastic education, that when we spend so much money, we never think of someone else. And that sense of caring for others. For example, we have a cook, and a cook always gets food. So the cooks normally used to eat in the kitchen. I told one day, Rohan, I was talking about equality in life, or some topic, when they become 14, 16, I treated them like adult. Just like adult. At least after 14 boys, after 16, girls also 13 only you have to do now, 1 year early. I treated them like adults, and we'll have a conversation on a dining table. I talked about equality, and I was talking about slavery in America. Equality is so important in life. Then he said, Amma, if that is equality, will our drivers, will our cook eat on the same table as ours? For a minute, I never thought about it. I said, yeah, why not? And he made it a point, our cooks eat at the same dinner table. But our cooks were hesitating, no, we don't want to eat. Then, I made a samsota, like you can eat after we eat. If you feel like eating, no, you don't want to eat with us, at least use the dining table and eat on the dining table. It may be a small move, but that made a lot of awareness for my children, equality in life. When he was in our Cornell school, Ron's birthday came, and I was thinking he was abroad in those days, what he will do. I would have been unhappy, this is my subjective opinion, if he spends so much money on a birthday which comes every year. Why waste that kind of money? It is not something like fantastic thing. It is not like we are Mahatma Gandhi born on October 2nd. We are ordinary people, or we are just ordinary people. Let us not think that we are too great. If somebody says, oh, what do you think of yourself? I said, I'm a very ordinary person. Very ordinary person, but the situation made me great. The situation made me great. I'm very ordinary than like anybody else. You should bring up this idea with your children's mind. Look, my child, you are ordinary. Just because your father has money or I have money, you are not extraordinary. Money comes due to various reasons. Okay? And money, what you have, has a cost. That I made it to my children in a very young age. And when he was in Cornell, he wrote to me, and I have that email even today. He said, every mother looks after her child, but I'm proud my mother looks after someone's children. That's the best compliment I can think of. He got a scholarship. Then he got a scholarship, and he sent the very little money. He must have had 1 lakh rupee or something, not great money. He wrote to me, Amma, this money should be spent on my birthday to all those Jawans who died in the parliament attack in 2001. They died there so that we can live in free democratic India. It is not a big money. It is not a big money. But that idea of sharing wealth with somebody, idea of being sensitive someone is poor and they have a right to live, and making equality along with our own driver and cook, such ideas you have to initiate to your children. That is very important. Most of the time we don't do that because we think what others will think, what is the status. Suppose my neighbor comes, my cook is eating on the dining table, what they think of us. All those false values, all those tightened compartments we build around what people think. Let them think what they think. You cannot live on people's opinion. You have to live on your own opinion. And that you should understand to tell your children. Children will be, for many years, children will carry your values. Later, once they are married, their wife's value, once they are exposed to different values, that goes on changing. But to some extent, great extent, you can reflect it. Yes, please.